Report from New York's Attorney General Letitia James has not only rocked the state, but it seems to capture national attention. And our next guest is running to take her seat and questions her motives. So let's bring in Republican contender for the New York AG, Michael Henry. Good morning, Michael.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Michael, first, this is a shocking report, but you say she's grandstanding. So why?
Well, her whole pattern throughout her time at the Attorney General's office has been about grandstanding. She initially ran saying that once she got into office, she was going to find crimes to indict political opponents on. She believes that the chief law enforcement officer's role is to sue the police instead of working with the police. When the COVID crisis was going on, she typically claims she's a voice for the voiceless. However, when people were dying with ventilators in their mouths, she went voiceless herself. The reason I say that this has been a bit of a political move on her part is because when you look at this report, it's filled with repugnant, disgusting behavior by the governor. There's allegations of there's accusations that she says are corroborated that include groping, unwanted kissing, touching, even against the state trooper who is assigned to protect the governor himself. And then she refuses to put out criminal referrals and says, basically, my job is done here. And the problem with that is you have local DAs now scrambling to request information and the information from the report itself. And then additionally, on top of that, you have the governor who's still at the state capitol. This monster is still at the state capitol, and he's actually attacking the victims that she's claiming she was fighting for.
Yeah, earlier in the show, Carl listed off what he calls a menu of everything she mentioned the other day in her press conference, and a lot of it was pretty cringy. I mean, I took to social media and saw the responses there, but she's still being applauded by people across New York, and her popularity is still high. So how difficult will it be to run against her?
Well, I think her popularity is high because as Republicans, we haven't defined our opponents, and I'm going to define her. I'm going to run against her record. I'm not going to run against her personally. I'm not going to engage in personal attacks. What I am going to do is expose her record. Like you said, I call her the attorney grandstander. Most of her motives have been political. She frequently engages in filing lawsuits, even including in other states that are bounced out of court for lack of standing. And in her own words, we are going to hold that against her. Look, at the end of the day, she might not be my opponent, but part of the reason I've decided to make this run is because every attorney general, since our last Republican attorney general, every single Democrat attorney general in the last 20 years or so has used this office for their own gubernatorial aspirations and also to weaponize it against their political opponents. And my goal is to restore competency, efficiency, and integrity back to this office.
Quickly, Michael, you said that your goal is to also expose her. So what exactly are you exposing? And I mentioned the crime rates, too. I know that you've been very outspoken on crime.
Right. I mean, some of her positions, for example, her support of the bail reform, her suing law enforcement instead of working in partnership and trying to help with building relationships between the communities and law enforcement. The stances of the state Democratic Party, not just her, on qualified immunity. These are issues where they're putting criminals' rights over victims. And additionally, on the civil side, some of these lawsuits that she's been filing where she's targeting political adversaries, it's troubling to me. And I think as the chief law enforcement officer of the state and also as the attorney general, your job should be doing what's best for your citizens and also what's best for the taxpayer, not wasting their money on political stunts.
And Michael, you recently announced that you're running for attorney general. So can you tell us a little bit more about yourself and what's your background and why you're running?
Sure. I am an attorney in private practice. Prior to that, I worked in the mortgage industry. My practice is mainly been focused on commercial litigation. I've also done asylum work in the Chinese community, representing people who have escaped China and been jailed and seeking religious asylum based on grounds of being attacked and punished for their practice of Catholicism or Christianity. And then also people who have been involved with birth control policy, police and authorities who have attacked them over the child birth control policies. I have a practice that I maintain in New York City. And I'm looking forward to taking on this fight. We opened our account last week, and the response I've gotten is great. I think also that I've never aspired to be a politician. This run came about because I was tired of the one-party Democratic rule of the state, along with the government's disastrous response to the COVID crisis. And as I was exploring this, and I traveled the state, almost every county I've been to so far, I have someone that comes up to me crying, saying their mother, their father, their grandfather, some relative of theirs was left to die in a nursing home. They never got to touch them. They never got to hold a funeral. They still don't have answers. And that's been my inspiration for taking up this fight to become the next Attorney General for the state of New York.
And Michael, this is Carl. I hope that we'll be the ones to get to welcome you into that office. But I have a final question about Tish James. I mean, she is pledged to go after President Trump. She released she didn't release, but somebody released a video of her actually saying, "I'm going to get him. I'm going to get him." Now, this is like a flimsy case at best. I think. If elected, would you look into the disciplinary action against James for doing something like this?
Well, the first thing I would do is I'm not going to do like she did and commit to anything before I get in. What I will do is assess every investigation that's ongoing and every matter that's ongoing. Also, there's going to have to be a restructuring at this office because there's going to be institutional resistance, which I'm not naive to. So what I would do is I would assess what's in the best interest of the state, what's in the best interest of the taxpayer. And then I would have to say, because, a lot of this stuff leaks. And that's what I was referring to earlier. When she actually ran for office, she actually ran with the promise that once she was in office, she was going to find crimes to indict the president on. And then additionally, when you look at this recent action with the report for sexual harassment, she didn't want to get involved at the local level with local district attorneys. But just a few weeks back, she jumped in with the Manhattan DA as far as the Trump Organization investigation. But what I will do is I will say I'm going to assess everything once I get in, and I will take it from there. I'm not going to make promises to the public about anything until I assess what actually has been going on in this office.
Yeah. It's a very measured response. You say restructuring. I say, scorched earth, get rid of everybody who doesn't support the rule of law.
Right. Well, the structure of the office itself, like the support staff that are going to be able to stay, but most of the attorneys and bureau chiefs are going to be serving at the pleasure of the Attorney General. So I'm anticipating the attacks that'll come in the media for what I'm going to have to do as far as the restructuring. But I'm ready to take that fight.
But that's the thing. Measured attorney, you. TV commentator, me. All right.
Yeah, that's the big call right there.
All right,
exactly.
Amanda, thank you very much for bringing him on. Michael, thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you very much for your time today. Thank you.
All right, coming up.